Hi everybody and welcome to the February Q&A video. I'm Andrew Rhodes. Pleasure to be here again. Looking at the questions that I have, not only on my computer screen, but the few that were written. Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. So I do have plenty of questions to go through. I actually had to remove a question because I actually did a rant video on it. So the question I had to remove, in case anyone goes back through the comments of my previous videos, was about Tom and Jerry, what my thoughts were. And I'd already done a rant video prior to this coming out because I'd been asked that question by several different people. And I just figured it was easier just to do a rant video on my thought than it was to actually just flat out answer it. So check out the rant video for that. My rant on the live-action Tom and Jerry movie. So there's that. But my thoughts on it overall. So parts of the question can stay, but not the whole question as a whole. So there is that. So I'd have to get rid of that. But yeah, so let's get started with the Q&A, shall we? Plenty to talk about. So the first question is, what's my favorite Marvel Universe superhero? Iron Man. I'm pretty sure I've stated that multiple times. I have Iron Man crap like you wouldn't believe. In fact, if you hold on one moment, back here behind my camera, one of my most prized possessions here, actually. It's actually pretty cool. I got this from a friend of mine one year for Christmas. Let me make sure I'm opening this thing up right. It's still in the same baggie, too. I mean, I've used it, but I keep it in the holiday bag she gave it to me in because that way I know it's safe. But this is one of my most prized possessions. Let me get it up here for the camera. It is an Iron Man little figurine statue that doubles as an 8 gig flash drive. This is like a backup for all my stuff, so I love this thing. I mean, it doesn't store all my stuff because I have like a couple old hard drives. One that I had from my old laptop and one that I got from a massive lot on eBay that I scored really good on. I have those for more massive storage. That's just like I cannot, if I would ever lose anything, this is what I cannot live without sort of deal. So that's what I have. Yeah, that's what I have. So yeah, Iron Man is my favorite Marvel superhero. Flat out. I just love the way he can change up his armors based on his situation, how he can figure out ways around his situations, literally based upon what his armor has and everything else. So I just enjoy that. I really do. What are your favorite countries you would like to visit once in a blue moon? Japan, definitely, and I know a lot of people are going, oh, well, you want to do that because you're an anime fan. Yes and no. Mostly, I want to see Mount Fuji, because no pictures ever do that thing justice. I'm sorry. And then there's, I want to see Tokyo, some other sites that are over there, so yeah, there's that. Another place I wouldn't mind actually visiting would probably be Australia. That's like an out of the blue sort of deal, but yeah, that would pretty much be one of the two. Those would be like the two. Basically. All right. Third question. What type of music do I listen to these days? Whatever I have on this, basically. This is my good old MP3 player. This right here. This is it. I've been looking around to upgrade this thing because, well, this is what it runs on. A single AAA battery. Okay? That's what it runs on. And I would like to find one that's rechargeable, that I can plop down and have just for the hell of it. And I've seen some on eBay, I just haven't actually pulled the trigger on it because I want to find one that's a little bigger than this. That can fit in my hand. So as you can see, my hand versus it is, you know, quite difference there. So yeah, something along that line that I can enjoy, but that I can also separate stuff via folders, like my one MP3 player was. I loved that one, and it died on me, and it pissed me off. So yeah, but yeah, because I did have another one. It was buried over here somewhere, but I lost it. It didn't work anyway. I got it like really cheap, and it didn't work anyway. So no love lost there. Okay. But, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't really answer the question. Basically, it's like anime openings, some video game music, stuff from the 80s, stuff from the 90s, some music from now. I have Walk the Moon, Shut Up and Dance. Oldie stuff for me, basically. So, yeah, but I just realized, I didn't really answer that question. Basically, that. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically my, yeah. Alright, so, next question. What do you mean your channel isn't monetized? Do you actually make money off your channel? Okay, so this is actually a good question. I did, answer this one briefly, but I said I was going to go a little more in depth with this during the actual video. No, my channel is not monetized. I make no money. I make nothing off of my YouTube channel. Zip. Zip, zilch, nothing. I'm big ass goose egg. That's what I make. My channel was monetized until I believe it was sometime around mid 2017 when they went through and they started yanking and they started changing up all the monetization rules. Mostly because they didn't want people to have a channel that was not bringing in a massive amount of views, getting ad revenue. It's fine, I don't mind that. My channel was making nothing. I had like 2 cents, I think I made. But what does it basically mean that my channel isn't monetized? I have no ads that run on my channel. Like, you'll see this for certain other YouTube channels, like an ad will pop up like before your video or during your video. It's like those little yellow marks that you see. Those are ads. And what happens is that the ad plays, you the creator get a small percentage of that, and it adds up over time depending on how many views you get and things like that. It adds up. My channel isn't monetized, meaning I make no money. So I have no ads that run, so I make no money off of any of said ads. It sucks. It sucks for 2 reasons. One, I wouldn't mind actually having the ability to monetize my channel, but to get that, you need at least 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. I have neither of those. I might, and I'm using the air quotes here, might have the 4,000 watch hours, but I sure as hell don't have 1,000 subscribers. I have like 80, I think, at best. So yeah, it's a far cry from the 1,000 that I would need. Do I ever see myself getting 1,000 subscribers? Sure. At the same time, I marry a supermodel. I win the lottery. I get a meaningful job. I am treated with respect. So, basically, when you see in the forecast about hell freezing over, let me know, because then that's when I'm going to get my 1,000 subscribers. And I mean no disrespect by that, but, I mean, my video content isn't exactly what everybody would want to see. A lot of people want to see clips, they want to see images, they want to see, video. I don't do that for a majority of reasons. Mostly because I don't want to deal with copyright strikes. I'm even, to this day, I'm still rolling the dice on the few videos that I have that have pictures in them. I know there's a podcast one. I did the one, I ranted about Gritty. I ranted about the Genie. I talked about no female protagonists in Yu-Gi-Oh! So on and so forth. And eventually, it's just going to come to the point where somebody's going to see that and go, hey, that's mine. You can't do that. And they're going to copyright strike it, and then the video's going to have to get taken down. I roll the dice on this every morning. I wake up. Every day I'm waking up and I'm just literally like, okay, come on. Today's not the day. Today's not the day. And I roll the dice, and thank God it's not Snake Eyes. But every day I run this chance. Every day I run the risk of it. So I don't do that for a majority of my videos. I'm more of a, I have a face for radio type of person. I don't mind that. That's why I have the mic. That's why I have the setup the way I do, with a logo and everything else. I know it offends people because they can't watch a full-on video. But a majority of what I do are rant videos. I don't want everybody to see me flipping out. I'd rather do it from, behind an anonymous screen. That's just my prerogative, how I want to do it. But, yeah. So that's basically it. I make no money off my channel, and my channel isn't monetized because I don't have it enabled because I don't have 4,000 hours of view time, nor do I have 1,000 subscribers. So I have no ads running on my channel. So that's why. Your thoughts on YouTube's new demonetizing nonsense going on around the website these days? It's ironic that I'm recording this video on February 25th because they just YouTube just updated their community guidelines policy, and they updated that with a new strike system. You get one warning and then 3 strikes. Strike 1 is a 1-week ban from uploading new content, and the strike goes away in 90 days. Strike 2 is you can't upload for 2 weeks, again 90 days. But if you get the 3rd strike within those 90 days, goes your channel. It's basically their way of weeding out everybody. The first time, though, you get a warning, nothing else is going to happen. You get a warning, the video gets taken down, and they just explain to you, you screwed up. Hoping that you won't do it again. I watched their video on it. It confused the living crap out of me watching their video, so I can't really say whether or not it's going to be a good thing. I'm just saying that's what their thing is. That's what it is. I don't understand it. As far as they're demonetizing other channels, I'd only heard of a couple of them that were demonetized. The one, because they did flat out violate their guidelines, at least the one that I had heard of. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I had it written down and I lost a piece of paper. Freaking surprise. But they had apparently violated the copyright, not only the copyright policy, but the community guidelines for what they had in their video, and YouTube demonetized their channel. Their copyright strike was only 1. That was the first ever strike they got, but they violated the guidelines, so they demonetized them, and they didn't like that too much. The other ones that I've read about were mostly over stupid things like, copyright strike here because you're using a picture, you're using 5 seconds of audio. I don't understand the whole monetization thing. Like I just explained, I don't have it, so I have no real reason to understand it because it doesn't affect me. My channel is free to watch. My channel makes no money, so everything that I do is out of my own pocket. That's why I, pitch my own eBay page, because I make no money with videos up on YouTube. It's like, here, check out my eBay page. Maybe something here might interest you. The money benefits, keeping my lights on. Keeps food in my stomach. Stuff like that. I mean, I have a part-time job, so there is that too. But still, it's a give and take sort of system. As far as the whole demonetization of the channels that have been going on, it's been going on for a while. I know I Have Soul had the issues. Anime America had issues. Angry Joe had issues. He royally went to town on them on that one. Linkara has had a shit ton of issues. Ad infinitum down the line, I know that these people are having their issues with the demonetization of their videos and things like that. I'm well aware of it. There isn't really much I can say on it because, like I said, it doesn't affect me because I don't have monetization rights. I don't have the ability to monetize my channel, and if I did, The maximum amount of views that I've ever gotten was on my rant about the rise of the TMNT. That's the largest viewed video I have. Most of my other videos bring in like 17 views if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, I crack double digits. I very rarely crack triple. But if I crack double digits, I consider it a win. So, as far as monetization goes, there are channels that are always going to get demonetized. I think it's stupid that certain companies want to do it to them when they're literally just reviewing something or they're talking about the company's product. But I think it's the company's way of saying, hey, look, we want the money. We don't want you to have the money. That's how I've always seen it. Whether or not it's right or wrong, I personally think it's horrible because you're technically taking their livelihood away. It would be like going to a supermarket or going on a game show and just start hosting the game show yourself. You're just a contestant. You go up on stage. Let's say The Price is Right. You just kick Drew Carey off the stage and you start hosting The Price is Right. He's going to get pissed because now he's not getting paid because you're now hosting his show. But, besides the whole fact you just physically assaulted him on, national television, you're going to jail for that. So don't do that. But it's an example of that. He wouldn't be too happy about it. So it's like that. Or like a spokesman for a company suddenly getting changed up to something else. So you do have that. But I like I said, I have no concern about monetization. It doesn't bother me because my channel isn't monetized. Let's see here. There's an animated film coming out April of this year called Missing Link by Annapurna Pictures. My thoughts. I know nothing about this. Yeah. I'm going to just come right out and tell everybody this. When it comes to the stuff that's coming out movie-wise this year, I have limited to no knowledge of what in the hell is coming out. I look it up once or twice a month. And that's it. Nothing ever thrills me. I'm sure as hell not going to the movies anymore after that. Let's spend almost $30 just to see a movie. Yeah, I'm not going to, it doesn't worry me. So whether or not a movie's coming out, if it's something that I know of, I'll talk about it. But if I don't hear anything about it, if I don't hear about it through Twitter or Facebook, I don't know anything about it. Because it's when I look at it and I hear about it on Twitter, like somebody will say something on Twitter like, oh, there's a movie coming out, and like here's a picture of the trailer, here's a picture of the screenshot of the poster, and I'm like, okay. Then I want to do a little more research on it. Something about it just clicks in my mind, like this looks kind of weird. And then I want to, know a little more about it so I can, have a discussion with people online. Otherwise, my thoughts are we're always getting movies, regardless of whether we like it or not. There's always going to be newer movies coming out, CGI, animated, what have you. There's always stuff coming out. You're just going to have to deal with this. A lot of stuff's going to be whether or not we like it or not. Not everything in the world's going to be liked by everybody. You can't please everyone. It's a lesson that we all have to learn in life. But at the same time, am I excited about a lot of the newer stuff that's been coming out lately? Not really. I've been finding the diamonds in the rough, like the Alita Battle Angel movie, the Avengers stuff is pretty good. Other than that, it's a hit and miss. And mostly it's a miss because I don't like the idea, but at the same time, I'm not thrilled with the idea of a lot of the newer stuff. It's almost like they're just churning it out quickly to get to bankroll something else down the road. That's what it feels like to me. All right, we're up to my Tom and Jerry question here. It's like asking if I remembered the maid from Tom and Jerry known as Mammy Two Shoes. No, I do not remember the maid. For Tom and Jerry, I could tell you 3 characters. Tom the cat, Jerry the mouse, and Spike the dog. That's it. There's Jerry's uncle. That's about the only other character I know, and Spike's son. That's it. That is it. Out of all the characters, that's it. That's all I know. I could not name a single other character. I was not that big a fan of Tom and Jerry. There are a few episodes that I like. I like the Three Musketeer one. I like the one where they had to like do their little peace treaty. That was about it. For me, it was honestly just I could sit through this and just zone for like 30 minutes while it was on, and then wait till something else came on. I know that people don't want to hear that because they're like, well, you don't like what I liked. I was never a humongous fan of Tom and Jerry. I got the concept of it, but the thing is that with all the cartoons I had to watch that I had at my disposal to watch as a kid, between the Flintstones, the Jetsons, the Herculoids, Thundar the Barbarian, God, how many other ones? Centurions, Droopy Dog, Bugs Bunny, all the Looney Tunes. But between all of those that I had the access and ability to watch, a cat and a mouse going at it seemed mundane by comparison. When I have Bugs Bunny, I have Sylvester and Tweety, Daffy Duck. I got Disney cartoons I can check out every now and then. I got Nickelodeon cartoons I can check out, like Doug, Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Ariel Monsters. All of those shows, and so I don't like one particular show. Out of the magnitude that I had the ability to watch, it's going to happen. It didn't have enough to really sucker me in and draw me into it. I shouldn't have said sucker. It didn't have enough to draw me into it and suck me into it to really follow it, completely. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Scooby-Doo. That's my one friend. She's a humongous Scooby-Doo nut. I like the pup named Scooby-Doo, but that was more because it was dumbed down for kids. Scooby-Doo is more set for teenagers and grown-ups than it was for kids. I don't care who you are, that's what I always got the vibe from. But that fact alone just screams that's what it was. Now, whether or not we want to admit it, that's up for us to debate. But either way, yeah, not really a huge fan of Tom and Jerry. I never really was. Is it a bad thing? No, you can't be a fan of everything, but I was just never a humongous fan of Tom and Jerry, so that's my thought on it. If I had armor, what would it look like? I think I actually answered this once before, but what the hell, I'll do it again, because I could probably have a different suit of armor by now. But either way, I would go with like some type of bestial armor. So I'd have like a lion's head or something engraved in the chest plate. Be like a goldish yellow color, because I like yellow. It's my favorite color. Definitely have like claws on the sides. They really cool, like claws on the gauntlet parts here on the forearms. That would be cool. They kind of like meld into your hands. That you could like pull down the claws and just like claw mode if you wanted to. So it'd be really cool. Definitely have like a neat little like animal styled helmet, or the helm, things like that. But yeah, that's about what my armor would look like. It would be kick ass though, that's definite. Depending on what, I might have like dragon scales, like do like two different creatures combined. Have like lion head here, have like dragon head come off the head part. Have like lion claws that come into this with like little dragon like scales the whole way back. Let's have it like be like a little mishmash. Either way, that's about how cool I would make it look. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I'd probably have like a clawed type feet to really grip into the ground, just make it look badass. Golden, like a golden yellow, just badass. Bit of blue on the interior, like a inner underlayer would be like blue to really make the colors pop, that you would know that whoever's coming, they mean business. So yeah, that's what that would be. So that's pretty cool. At least that's what I think. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. Alright, here we go. Silly question. This is cool. This is the first ever silly question I got. If I was a woman, what would my name be? I think my mom actually told me this a long time ago. Alright. I think my mom said this a long time ago. If I would have been born female, I would probably have been named Margaret after my aunt. At least I think that's what she had said. Honestly, I always liked the name Jess. I'm not gonna lie. I always liked the name Jess. I thought it was cool. Jessica, I thought it was a really nice name. Which also, if any of my coworkers are watching this, is going to open up the floodgates for more jokes, so I might as well explain that. I had a coworker. Her name was Jessica. And the running joke amongst us at work, I don't even know how I got this far, was that the one morning she showed up, and she was just working her regular shift, but she came before the store opened because she was doing the opening shift. I was already there because I work freight crew, and we were stocking the shelves already. So I ran, apparently, to the door to open it up for her. And the running joke amongst all of our coworkers that I am never living down, no matter how hard I try, is that I had a crush on her. Because I went running to the door to open it up for her. So, yeah, so, if she's watching, I am very sorry. That was the ongoing joke. It's still going, by the way. Every couple days, it's re-brought up again. Mostly because I think my coworkers are trying to help me gain more confidence in myself. But, yeah, so that's the ongoing joke. So, I always liked the name Jess. I always did. I always thought that was a good name. I don't know why. I always liked it. I did. I always liked the name Jess. I don't know why. I always did. Okay. If I had to hang out with a dare for a day, what type would it be? I don't know. I know it's from RWBY, or it's associated with RWBY. I have actually tried to narrow this down, and I couldn't. This isn't as simple as double checking the wiki. I've actually tried figuring this out myself, but like I said, I haven't seen all of RWBY. I've only seen up to season 2. That's all the further I've gotten. Happily, I can watch it on Tubi, but I've only gotten as far as season 2. That's the problem. So, and most of what I've seen, I'm going to have to rewatch anyway because I've forgotten almost 90% of it, which sucks, but it happens over time. But, yeah, so, I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick a character I could hang out with, I would hang out with Yang. I think she's cool. I'm sorry. I would hang out with Yang. Yeah, I would definitely hang out with Yang, so. Alright, that's all for the typed up ones. To the paper. Let me get a drink of my soda here quick. Refreshing. It's not making. Oh, cool. Alright, refreshing. Alright. So, these are some questions that were sent anonymously, because the people do not wish to have their names mentioned. Sorry, Cap and Cameron. These aren't from you. Why don't I live stream? 2 good reasons. 1, don't have a good enough internet connection for that. My internet connection is the poorest internet connection you get. It is the cheapest I can afford. It is the best I can afford. That is all the more I can get. So, there's your answer. That's basically the whole thing. 2 is I don't have it enabled. And I don't really want to live stream because the only thing I do weekly would be the podcast. And live streaming that would be a pain in the neck. I tried recording that twice now, and twice it has come up horrible. I think at some point I'll probably record it, like with the mic and the camera. I just don't see it being anytime soon. How come you don't have video clips or images in your videos? Copyright, copyright, copyright. I don't want to deal with it. I roll the dice on this all the time. I got complained about this because I did a rant video, and a person who I've had to block already. It's only the second person I've ever had to block on YouTube either, and I really hate doing that. But they put down that I'm, beeping fake. My videos are fake because I have no images, no links. I put links in the description for the podcast. Most of the time, though, the rant videos are just stuff off my head. It's something that annoys me. I'm not a fan of, it's like I wanted a Transmetal Megatron. I'm upset that there's no female protagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of the stuff that I rant about, literally 90% of it, is just stuff that's right off my top of my head. It's whatever's pissing me off that day. So, yes, I don't have topics or articles for it or links to an article because there's no article or link that I'm pulling it from. The movie stuff you can easily Google. It's all over the internet. So, yeah, I don't see, that's my point with that. Now, I think there was one that I did throw the topic on. That was my live-action Banana Splits rant. That was because that had the plot, or the plot synopsis, for that movie, and it made the point, and it was just a link to the LA Times. So, yes, there's nothing I can do. And I gotta watch those now, too, because of the new guidelines. So I have to be careful on links that I put in the description, so I don't get, slammed with copyright, or slammed with a community guideline strike. I don't need that either. So, but that's the main reason. So I had to move my leg, was starting to fall asleep. What is the stupidest thing I have ever done so far? Oh, God. So it was 10th grade. I wanted so badly to be seen, recognized, and noticed by the rest of my classmates. Not just my, friend and friends, I should say. I wanted to be seen and recognized by my classmates. So I had the brilliant idea, mostly because I had a class with a lot of the popular kids. And I mean the popular kids. I mean the ones that they all hung out together, they all, had fun together. The popular kids. I was not a popular kid. I flew under the radar like you wouldn't believe. So, I can't believe I'm doing this. So the thing I did was I reinvented myself. I spent an entire weekend thinking about it, and I came up with an entirely new persona. A nickname and a little dance move to go with it, and I regret it every step of the way. What it was, I called myself Fancy Feast. And I did a stupid little move. I still regret it to this day. And my one coworker found out about it because we were having sharing time at work, and would like me to change my YouTube channel username to it, and that'll be a cold day in hell. So, I can't believe I'm doing this again. The move I did, I'm gonna regret this. The move I did was thusly, and I'm gonna die a little more inside as I'm doing it again. I was called Fancy Feast, and I always said, everybody wants a piece of Fancy Feast. I'll let you take a moment to stop laughing. Pause the video if you want to laugh. Go ahead. That is the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. I was an idiot. was moronic. I was dumb. It lasted a year, and honestly, none of my classmates remember it anymore. If it wouldn't have been for the fact that we were all sharing our what's the stupidest thing we'd ever done to get to know each other moment at work, nobody would know about that. I mean, I mentioned it once before to my other coworkers before the new batch showed up, and that was what it is. My Fancy Feast, my arch dark secret. Everyone wants a piece of Fancy Feast. No, I've never changed my name to that. No. Hell no. Moving on! Next question, please. Next question. Let's see here. What do you constantly... Oh, yeah. Why do you constantly rant about things I like? Okay. This is another complaint that I gotten about my rant videos. I don't just look at somebody and go, what do you like? Okay, I hate that. I'm going to rant about it. Like I said, I talk about stuff that's off the top of my head. Or I talk about, hey, are you going to talk about or rant about the live action this? Or the remake of this? If it's something that annoys me, yes, I'll rant about it. I'll give my 2 cents in a rant video. If it's something that I don't know anything about, I'm not going to touch it. Or I'll do some research on it first and then make a sound decision. But otherwise, I don't just pick something that you like. It's a cosmic coincidence. Literally, it's a coincidence at best that I'm, ranting about something that you like. It's a coincidence. That's all it is. It's a coincidence. Yes, it's sad, but it's a coincidence. I assure you, it's a coincidence. How much anime do I know? I can answer that question. Hold on 1 second. Once I grab my little list here. If I grab my little list. Oh, crap. I nudged the camera. Oh, crap. I nudged the camera. There we go. Alright. This right here is version 3 of the list of anime that I know. I had this written down on a larger piece of paper, and I am slowly redoing the list again because each one of these is a episode of the Anime GBU, which is going to be split into seasons because this is a lot of anime. Every single one on this list I know. As in, I've watched it from start to finish, or I've watched enough of it that I can make a sound decision and sound judgment on a review. Whether or not I could get through the whole thing, and that's part of it. Could I stand watching it? If I can't, it's a review because I'm warning people, hey, steer clear of it. So, this list is still growing, by the way, because like I said, I had it written down, but I lost that list, and I'm remaking it. So, there's a lot of lists on here, including some movies, like anime movies, like Summer Wars, Kiki's Delivery Service, things like that. So they are on this list. So expect them and in a future episode of the Anime GBU too. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Let's see here. Okay. Why don't you review games? Copyright. Don't have a game console. Don't have a way to do it. Fourth reason is because there are too many other game reviewers on YouTube. 90% of YouTube that I see anymore is video game review, video game review, video game review, video game review, video game review. You got Angry Joe. You have the Angry Video Game Nerd, Pat the NES Punk. Was it John Tron? There's a Joystick guy. So many of them. So I don't want to get into something that somebody else touches. Apparently, there's, unbeknownst to me, there's a YouTuber's code of honor. I'm sorry, but apparently there is, that you're not allowed to touch a topic when somebody else touches it. Whoever gets first dibs at it, they're the ones that have it. But that code of honor is bullshit because there's multiple topics. There's multiple videos on the same topic. I mean, my rant on the Thundercats, I think, was like number 5 that I had ever seen. So, yeah. Like 5 or 6, I think. So, yeah. So I don't review games because, I mean, I don't have a console to play. I mean, I have like a DS over here and I have my tablet. That's it. I don't have a PS4. I don't have an Xbox. I have a laptop, but that's it. I don't have a system to play the games on to review them. And there's too many other ones. And then there's the whole copyright issue, because a lot of game companies will instantly copyright strike your stuff. Perfect example, talk to Angry Joe. He has constantly had to get so many of his videos reinstated due to copyright issues. So there is that. Let's see here. Have you ever thought about changing your channel name? Yes, I did actually. Web Designer 18 was the username I picked when I was going to school, because for the majority of the time YouTube was blocked by the school's computers. When I got into the video editing course that I had to take, we were given access to be able to use YouTube to watch videos and that. So I signed up for an account via YouTube so that I could hold on to the videos and I could pull them up in the history section. As the teacher suggested it, and it's like, okay, that's not a bad idea. And I had a Gmail at the time, but they weren't linked, but it's good enough. So I just took Web Designer because I was going for web design, and 18 because I was 18 at the time, and that was basically it. Well, technically, I think it was because Web Designer 1 through 17 was also already taken, but mostly because I think I was 18 at the time yet. I still think yet. So yeah, I rolled with it. Web Designer 18. So yeah, but I had thought about it. I'm not changing it to Fancy Feast. I'm gonna put that out there right now. But yeah, I had thought about changing the channel name for the longest time, but I like Web Designer 18. It suits the channel. And somebody can go, well, your channel doesn't have anything to do with web designing. Yeah, that's the point. I am a web designer. I have an associate's degree in web designing, but I mostly design stuff. I design content for the web in video form. Web Designer 18. So there is that. And final question for this episode of the Q&A. What are your plans for the Anime GBU? I plan a lot of things for the Anime GBU. Technically, I kind of like the way I have it now. Yes, I do want to change up the format, mostly change where I'm sitting at. I'm mostly just sitting on my bed with a backdrop. I have a chair I would love to sit in, but there's no light over there. I just checked it tonight, so because I got to look around and get another light for my room so as it is, because mine's a little on the old side, and I kind of want to update it anyway. So I might hold on to that, move it overhead, and then I should be able to sit in the chair and have light and just come with a backdrop. I could probably still use this backdrop, yeah, my old blanket, and use that and full on do decent reviews. But otherwise, I like the format I do it now in. I've only done 2 episodes so far. It is going to be a seasonal video series. So in other words, it's going to be 13 episodes. That's one season. I'm literally going to do this like an anime season. It's 13 episodes. That's a season. 13 episodes. That's a season. 13 episodes. That's a season. This way, one, I can spread out this list that's growing by the day. I can spread the list out. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. This list is nuts. I'm not even joking. But I can spread the list out, and I can make them last a little while longer, more so than before. So there is that. But then I can also not worry about having issues where I'm recording 16 different things, and it's a video that I can change up. Like if I don't like the way something feels one season, I can change it up for the next season. So it gives me the opportunity to improve upon it the more I do it. Sort of like my podcast, how I changed the logo. I started having like commercials every now and then that I did, mostly pitching my own podcast or my own channel, or just like little bumps, things like that. It helps to break up the mundane and the unusual and the same old song and dance and all that stuff. So, yeah. But otherwise, that's my plan for it. Just review anime and give everybody the good, the bad, and the ugly on it. And that about's going to do it for this episode of the Q&A. Thank you all for submitting your questions. I look forward to doing this again in March. Don't forget, March 23rd. Please have all your questions in by then. And until next time we meet, I'm Andrew Rhodes. And this has been the Q&A. Thanks, everybody. And bye-bye.